Representing the bay boat category, the Bonefish Hilltide 22 has an overall length of 22 feet, a beam of 8 feet 7 inches, and a max horsepower rating of 300. Designed for versatility and performance, she has a draft of 11 inches, a dead rise of 12 degrees, a dry weight of 2,200 pounds, and a fuel capacity of 44 gallons. Now, let's hear more from our hosts.
What's with you two guys? You look like you've been riding in an open wheel racer or something this morning.
You know me and you know Bonefish boats and the way I feel about them, and you know, they brought us a couple of boats over the last 2 years that I've gotten to run, and there's nothing not fun about running one of their boats. I knew that was going to be the case, so we had to sneak out and run this thing, and you better strap in. It's going to get interesting.
This Bonefish Hilltide 22 can ride. Well, let's go see if she can fish too.
I'm in. Let's go.
From the moment Lori and I left the dock in the morning on the Hilltide 22, I had to keep reminding myself that we were there to test a fishing boat. The racing characteristics of this boat were something to behold. It was such an exciting boat to drive. Not very often I get excited about going fast on a boat, but this was going to be an exception. I really enjoyed the sports car-like feel of this boat.
The boat was fast, but the best part is I never felt unsafe. The boat gripped the water like you wouldn't believe. I felt like I was on a ride at Disney World and I didn't want to get off.
We quickly motivated to 60 miles an hour on the boat, and the acceleration throughout the entire throttle range was instant. Now, one trait with a race boat that the Hilltide didn't have in common was this boat was really efficient. In fact, at 40 miles an hour, it showed us 4 miles per gallon efficiency, which is unheard of. The bottom of this boat was really well equipped to handle choppy water outside the inlet and on the ocean. And we took it out. It was a little bit choppy, and we ran it around without any problem whatsoever.
The Bonefish Hilltide 22 is like the marriage of a bay boat and a flats boat. It's a little bigger than a flats boat, 22 feet with a lot of beam, and is small enough to still get good and shallow and fish very, very effectively.
We got the boat back inside, and the first thing that jumped out to me was the deck space on this boat.
The boat is really fishable. I had plenty of room to work on. Nothing to trip over, nothing to get hung up on, and that really proved when I hooked up on my tarpon today. I was able to jump up on that bow and really move around, super stable. George kept yelling back at me, "Let me see your line, Lori, so I can follow the fish." I had no problem moving back and forth on the bow.
There were 3 of us on the Bonefish Hilltide 22 today. We were looking for a 4th because we were seeing enough fish and we had all the real estate you could ever want. We wanted lines going every direction at one time.
The Hilltide 22 offered numerous rod holders, actually 8 on the console, several others across the back casting deck, and under gunnel rod storage as well. The Bonefish was definitely not lacking in that department. Now, on our test day, we didn't get a chance to use any live bait, but the Hilltide 22's got you covered in that department. This boat features 2 live wells, a 30-gallon well on the rear casting deck and another 20-gallon live well on the forward casting deck.
One thing an old man appreciates is a step getting up onto the casting platform. This one had a unique one. It was a little bit offset, but the live well was right there. We weren't live bait fishing, but had we been, it would have been perfect for dipping up a greenie on your way up into the bow to throw it at tarpon.
As far as dry storage is concerned, the Hilltide 22 was lacking for nothing. It offered several different places below the deck, both forward and aft, to store gear. In addition to below deck storage, a forward lifting hatch on the front of the console provided access to another storage option and access to your systems behind the helm. The Hilltide 22 that we tested was so hot off the press that they didn't even have time to put a top on it. However, Bonefish offers it in a few different configurations, from a classic T-top, hard top, riser deck, to a full tower with controls.
Bad news for you two guys. Neither one of you are getting paid today. You got to drive all day long, and this thing is a kick to drive, and you became a tarpon fisherman today.
The Hilltide 22 from Bonefish Boats, you know, like everything they've ever brought us, it was just a blast to drive. The thing fishes like a champ. It's so maneuverable. It'll get you offshore and go shallow enough to go flats fishing too. It's a win.
Yes, sir. If you're looking for the perfect blend between a bay boat and a flats boat, I'm going to tell you the Bonefish Hilltide 22 might be just down your alley.